Welcome to English Talk Center.
Mark, something weird happened at my office yesterday, and I still can't stop thinking about it.
What happened? You look worried, Anna.
Well, my colleague Jennifer started crying during a meeting, like actual tears running down her face, right there in front of everyone.
Oh no, that's uncomfortable. Was she okay? Did something bad happen to her?
That's the thing. Nothing terrible happened. Our manager was just asking her about a project deadline, and suddenly she just broke down crying and said, "I can't do this anymore. It's too much."
Poor Jennifer. She must have been holding in a lot of stress for a long time.
Yes, and the scary part is, I understood exactly how she felt. I've been very close to crying at work too, but I always hold it in until I get home.
Really? I didn't know you were feeling that stressed at your job, Anna.
I don't usually talk about it because everyone says, "Oh, that's just normal work stress. Everyone deals with it." But yesterday, when I saw Jennifer crying, I realized maybe it's not normal. Maybe it's actually a serious problem.
I think you're right. A lot of people accept work pressure as normal when actually it's hurting their health and happiness.
Exactly. So after the meeting, I went to talk to Jennifer privately, and she told me she's been working until 10 p.m. almost every night for the past month.
10 at night? That's terrible. What time does she normally finish work?
She's supposed to finish at 5 p.m. like everyone else, but her manager keeps giving her more and more projects with impossible deadlines.
And she can't say no?
She's afraid to say no because she thinks they'll fire her or think she's not a good employee, so she just keeps accepting more work until she completely breaks down.
That's a really difficult situation. I actually went through something similar at my old job about 3 years ago.
You did? What happened?
I was working for a company that was very demanding. My manager would send me emails at midnight and expect me to reply immediately.
At midnight? While you were sleeping?
Yes, and if I didn't reply within an hour, he would call my phone. It got to the point where I was sleeping with my phone right next to my head because I was so anxious about missing his messages.
That sounds like a nightmare, Mark. How did you sleep properly if you were always worried about your phone ringing?
I didn't sleep properly. I was exhausted all the time. I was drinking coffee all day just to stay awake, and then I couldn't sleep at night because I was too anxious and full of caffeine.
That's not sustainable. You can't live like that forever without getting sick.
You're absolutely right. After about 6 months, I started having panic attacks. Do you know what a panic attack is?
I've heard the term, but I'm not exactly sure what it means.
It's when your body suddenly feels like something terrible is happening, even when you're safe. Your heart beats very fast, you can't breathe properly, you feel dizzy, and you think you're dying.
Oh my goodness, that sounds terrifying. Did you go to the hospital?
The first time it happened, yes. I thought I was having a heart attack, but the doctors did tests and said my heart was fine. They said it was stress and anxiety causing the panic attacks.
So what did you do? Did you quit your job?
Not immediately. First, I tried to fix the situation. I scheduled a meeting with my manager and explained that I couldn't work those hours anymore.
How did he react?
He looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language. He said, "Mark, this is just how business works. If you want to be successful, you need to be available all the time."
But that's not reasonable. People need time to rest, to be with their families, to have a life outside of work.
I completely agree, but he didn't see it that way. He basically told me I needed to decide if I was serious about my career or not.
That's manipulative. He was making you feel guilty for having normal human needs.
Exactly. And that's when I realized I needed to leave that job, even though I was scared about finding a new one.
So you quit?
Yes, I gave my 2 weeks notice. And you know what the worst part was?
What?
My manager acted surprised and hurt, like I was betraying him. He said, "After everything this company did for you, this is how you repay us?"
But the company wasn't doing good things for you. They were destroying your health.
I know that now, but at the time, I actually felt guilty. I felt like maybe I was weak or couldn't handle pressure like other people.
That's terrible that they made you feel that way. So what happened after you left?
I took 2 months off before finding a new job. I needed that time to recover and remember what it felt like to be a normal person again.
And is your current job better?
Much better. My current manager respects boundaries. When the workday ends, work actually ends. Nobody expects me to check emails at night or on weekends.
That sounds wonderful. I wish my job was like that.
Is your job similar to what Jennifer is experiencing?
Not quite as extreme, but yes, there's a lot of pressure. We have what they call aggressive deadlines.
What does aggressive deadlines mean?
It means they give us projects that would normally take 3 weeks, but they want them done in 1 week. And when we say, that's not enough time, they say, just work harder, be more efficient.
But there's a limit to efficiency, right? You can't magically make 1 week equal to 3 weeks.
Exactly. And when we do finish the project in 1 week, the quality isn't as good as it would have been with 3 weeks. But then they complain about the quality.
So you can't win. Either you take the proper time and miss the deadline, or you meet the deadline, but the work isn't as good.
Yes, it's an impossible situation. And the stress of constantly racing against these deadlines is making everyone tired and irritable.
Have other people at your company talked about this problem?
We talk about it quietly with each other, but nobody wants to say anything officially because we're all afraid of losing our jobs.
That fear is really powerful, isn't it? Companies know that when people are scared, they'll accept almost anything.
It's true. And right now, the economy isn't great, so finding a new job feels risky. It's easier to just stay and suffer.
I understand that fear, Anna, but I want to ask you something. How long can you continue like this before you end up like Jennifer, crying in a meeting?
I don't know. Maybe a few more months? Maybe a year? I try not to think about it too much.
But that's the problem. Not thinking about it doesn't make it go away. It just means you won't be prepared when you finally break down.
You're right. So what should I do? I can't just quit without having another job lined up.
No, I'm not saying quit immediately, but maybe you can start making small changes while you look for better opportunities.
Like, what kind of changes?
Well, first, you could start setting some boundaries, even small ones. For example, maybe you decide that after 7 p.m., you don't check work emails anymore.
But what if my manager sends me something urgent?
How often is it actually urgent? Like, really urgent, not just my manager wants it urgent.
Honestly, maybe 1 time out of 10 it's truly urgent. The other 9 times, it could easily wait until tomorrow morning.
Exactly. And here's something important to understand. When you respond to non-urgent emails at night, you're training your manager to expect that from you.
What do you mean, training them?
Think about it. If you always respond within an hour, even at 9 p.m., your manager learns, oh, Anna's always available, so I can send her things anytime. But if you stop responding at night, eventually they learn to send important things during work hours.
That makes sense, but I'm still scared to try it.
Start small. Maybe this week, just one evening, turn off your work email notifications after dinner. See what happens. I bet nothing terrible will occur.
Okay, I could try that. What other changes do you think might help?
Another thing is learning to communicate about realistic timelines. When your manager gives you a project and says, I need this by Friday, instead of automatically saying yes, you could ask questions.
Like, what questions?
You could say, to do this project well, I estimate it will take about 15 hours of work. I currently have other projects that take up most of my time this week. Would you like me to prioritize this new project over the others, or can the deadline be extended?
Oh, I like that. It's not saying no, it's just explaining the reality of the situation.
Right. You're giving your manager information so they can make a better decision. Maybe they'll extend the deadline, or maybe they'll tell you to pause the other projects. But at least everyone understands what's realistic.
That's much better than just accepting everything and then drowning in work.
Exactly. And sometimes managers don't realize how much work they're giving you because they're not seeing your full workload.
True. My manager doesn't know about all the small tasks and meetings that fill up my day. She just sees the big projects.
So, helping her see the full picture could actually lead to better decisions and less pressure on you.
Okay, I feel like I'm learning a lot here. What about the physical effects of work stress? You mentioned panic attacks. What other signs should people watch for?
There are many signs. Some people get headaches that won't go away. Some people have stomach problems. Some people can't sleep, or they sleep too much because they're so exhausted.
I've been having headaches almost every day for the past 2 months. I thought it was just because I need new glasses.
It could be your glasses, but it could also be stress. Stress causes muscle tension, especially in your neck and shoulders, and that can lead to headaches.
Oh, my shoulders are always tight and sore. I just thought that was from sitting at my desk too much.
That's part of it, but stress makes it worse. When you're stressed, your muscles stay tense all the time, even when you're not working.
So, what can people do about that?
There are several things. Taking real breaks during the day helps. And I don't mean sitting at your desk eating lunch while checking emails.
That's exactly what I do every day.
I used to do that too. But now I actually leave my desk for lunch. I go outside, walk for 10 minutes, eat my lunch somewhere else. It makes a big difference.
Just 10 minutes of walking?
Yes, it sounds simple, but moving your body and getting away from your work screen gives your brain a chance to reset. You come back feeling a little bit refreshed instead of completely drained.
I should try that. What else helps?
Talking to people about what you're experiencing, not just complaining, but really talking about how the pressure is affecting you.
Like talking to a therapist?
That can help, yes. Or talking to friends, family, or colleagues who understand. Sometimes just saying, "This is really hard" out loud makes it feel a little bit easier to carry.
I think that's why Jennifer finally broke down crying. She was holding everything inside and pretending she was fine until she just couldn't anymore.
Exactly. And now maybe she'll get some help and support, even though it took a breakdown to get there.
I don't want to wait until I break down. I want to make changes now, before it gets that bad.
That's a smart decision, Anna. Being proactive about your well-being is much better than waiting until you're in crisis.
Okay, Mark. I think our listeners might be finding this conversation helpful too. Should we tell them something?
Yes, good idea. Everyone, if you're listening and this conversation is helpful for you, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you can hear more conversations about real-life topics in English.
And please share this with anyone you know who's dealing with work pressure. Sometimes it helps just to know you're not the only one struggling.
That's very true. Okay, Anna, before we finish, what's the most important thing you learned from our conversation today?
I think the most important thing is that work pressure that makes you sick isn't normal, and I don't have to just accept it. I can start making small changes to protect myself.
Perfect. And remember, setting boundaries doesn't make you a bad employee. It makes you a healthier, more sustainable employee.
I'm going to remember that. Thank you for sharing your experience with me, Mark. It really helped.
You're welcome. I hope Jennifer gets the support she needs too.
Me too. Okay, everyone, thank you for listening today. We talked about work pressure, deadlines, stress, and how to start making changes to protect your health.
We hope this conversation helped you learn some useful English words and also gave you some ideas for managing work stress in your own life.
Please write in the comments and tell us, how do you deal with work pressure? We'd love to hear your strategies.
Yes, and remember, your health is more important than any deadline. Take care of yourself.
All right, everyone. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, friends.